Good morning, everybody. My name is Stacy Stanislaw, and I'm the Communications Manager for the libraries. Just wanted to take a minute to thank you for joining us for today's webinar, using Web of Science and InCites, developing insights into your scholarly productivity, with Jay Bott, our engineering librarian. This session is part of the library's fall webinar series, which we're calling Building Connections to Scholarship. And that event series includes over 15 different sessions that focus on some of the different tools and systems that the libraries provides to help our Drexel Dragons with their research. So you'll find all the details about the event series and our different events we have coming up on our website. And I'll put the URL in the chat box in a second. So we hope you'll consider attending some of the other events as well. Before I turn it over to Jay, just a couple logistics that we're all pretty familiar with at this point, I think. First, please keep yourself muted throughout the presentation. And if you have any questions, just type them in the chat box and Jay will answer them at the end of his session. I also wanted to note that we are recording this session, and I'll post the recording on our YouTube channel later today. And I'll send you a link to that recording via email, along with a link to a survey that we're asking all of our attendees to take, just to get some feedback on the sessions we're giving. So without further ado, I will turn it over to Jay. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Stacy, and I'm going to share my slides now. So I hope everybody is able to hear my voice and it is clear and you're able to see my slides. So this is a very, very important topic for all the research scholars, scientists, graduate students, because the scholarly productivity and latest development in research is very important for everybody to go about it. Right, so let's start our talk. So this webinar will introduce you to two powerful tools, Web of Science and InCites, to analyze scholarly productivity and benchmark output against peers in national and international context. So let me move it a little bit here so that we can, right? So, so what is Web of Science? So Web of Science Core Collection is a platform consisting of several literature search databases designed to support scientific and scholarly research. It has a number of citation indexes representing the citation connections between the scholarly research articles found in journals, books, and proceedings. And the more details about it can be found here at the link below, Web of Science Core Collection. So how do we access Web of Science? For Drexel, current Drexel faculty, students, and Drexel community, they can simply go to the library's homepage at www.library.drexel.edu, and there you will see a link to databases A through Z list right here, and there you will see a link to Web of Science or InCites. We also have a library guide for measuring research impact that can also be found by searching in the library guide here. Just go to click on this link and type the title of the guide, or even just keywords, and it will pull up. So when you access Web of Science and you scroll down, you will see that it has several citation indexes. It has Science Citation Index Expanded, Social Sciences Citation Index, Arts and Humanities Citation Index, and so on. So you can see it's quite interdisciplinary in nature, covering a number of disciplines. And in today's world, being in an interdisciplinary research endeavors is absolutely critical. A lot of collaborations, and my research examples today are going to highlight this interdisciplinary approach to finding scholarly publications. We are going to use Web of Science and try to answer two questions. These are very common questions that are being asked here by faculty members and the researchers and the graduate students and so on. So how do I find out how many times a specific research paper was cited? And we also explore Citation Report. And many times research scholars are always wanting to know, they had published a paper maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and they want to know even today how that paper is relevant to global scholars. So Web of Science can help you discover that. And Citation Report also can help us learn more about scholarly productivity. So a little bit about cited reference searching. It starts with a known item. So you know a particular paper, or you know a particular author and how their citations are progressing forward in time. So it is helping you to find who is using a specific work. And for today's example, we are going to take this paper Tourism Travel Under Climate Change Mitigation Constraints. It was published in 2010 by Paul Peters, and we can try to find out how many times this paper is cited. Um, and I'm particularly pointing to this slide because I want you to explore the complete citation. Learning about citation is important, but more so because a lot of times you're going to find some errors in data. If you know the correct data, like for example, this is from Journal of Transport Geography. Notice the volume number, issue number, year and month it was published, in the page number. This is a very critical information, and lot of times what has happened in the past is when authors cite papers, sometimes they make mistakes and they put wrong number, wrong page number, or even the wrong volume number, and that creates a lot of problems, and you're going to discover that. So again, I go to Web of Science database, as I told you how to access, and in that you will see cited reference search, and this is where you want to go to find cited, who is citing whom, for example. And you can see that you can search for cited title, you can search by cited work, you can search by cited years, you can also search by cited author. You can just explore it by using this little arrow down and you will see that. But because this is the title, I just typed the title in the search box, and we know it was published in 2010, so it was cited here, and that takes us to the screenshot. There's a little bit portion of the screenshot, and I want you to look at this hint. Look for cited reference variants. Sometimes different pages of the same article cited or papers are cited incorrectly. That's what I was referring to earlier. So this appears to be the same title as we know, same journal that I already told you, showed you earlier, appears to be the same author, Peters Paul, same year. What is the difference? First citation is volume 18. Third is also 18, but second is 13. So obviously this is some mistake here. Page numbers are completely different, first and second, but the third is correct as we read the citation earlier. So this is page number 449 of that paper. So this appears to be the correct citation. And yes, it looks like, because there are 159 citing articles to this paper, to 1 and 2. So please notice all these errors, because this could be error. And when you are publishing a paper, when you are submitting a paper, you make sure that you also submit it correctly. So then we talk about citation report. What is a citation report? Provides aggregate citation statistics for a set of search results. You can explore publication trends and citation performance of a set of research, total citations, average citations per paper, H index, and more. And H index, I have been constantly being asked by many researchers here, what is my H index and how can I find it? And citation report can help you find that. And so it can be created for a specific author or an institution or a unique record or set of results. And we're going to explore that quickly. So again, go back to Web of Science, but this time I'm in the main search page. I'm not in cited reference search, but in basic search page. And I wanted to explore an interdisciplinary research area, applications of drug delivery, microbubbles, and cancer research, which is quite being interdisciplinary in nature. And once we explore the search research, you're going to find that. And when you type that, and when you click on search, I'm using all years 1980 to 2020. This is very important when you select the time span. Sometimes you're only interested in the last 5 years, so then you select that. So then it pulls up that there are 520 search results for that particular search that we executed. You can also create an alert for that search. So every time a new article is published in that topic, you will be notified. But you need to create an account to be able to do that. And then I'm notice right here, time cited. So I'm sorting by the time cited here. So what that means is my search results are organized in order of time cited. So you can see that the first paper published in 2010 in the journal called Advanced Drug Delivery reviews was cited 748 times, and it is also one of the highly cited papers. And the second is 415. So now you will see a link to create citation report. When you click on that, it will take you to this page here. So this report reflects citations to source items indexed within Web of Science collection, right? So there are we found 520 publications, and you will see that H index for 555, which means that 55 of those papers were cited 55 times or more. And this little definition will help you understand what an H index is. An index of H means that there are H papers that have been each cited at least H times. And you can see that there are 8,286 citing articles to those 520 papers. So if I want to know what these citing articles are, I can just click on this link 8,286. That will take you to this page. This is just a fraction of a screenshot displaying 3 of those citations from those years. And I'm again sorting by time cited. So the article with highest citations are displayed right here. And you can see this little arrow when you click on that, and it will also find you the previous year's citations. So for example, the first paper that we see here, it was cited 84 times in the 2017, but it was only cited 42 times so far in 2020. Okay, so now the major, so far we talked about Web of Science, but then we are going to now talk about insights, because this is a very important tool to help you develop your research strategy. You can assess your research performance at all levels for your organization. It can benchmark yourselves to peers, regional and globally. And again, in today's collaborative environment, all over the world, people are collaborating with researchers from different countries. It's very important. You can see the collaboration. You can find and analyze partnerships and also the funding landscapes. So this is a part of insights, and insights can be accessed right through the Web of Science platform, because these are same products by Clarivate. So you can analyze people, organizations, regions, research areas, journals, books, conference proceedings, and funding agencies. It is based on Web of Science data, and I'm going to show you a couple of examples from that. And I strongly recommend you and strongly suggest you to go to Insights Help. This is the link where you can access Insights Help, or you can go to Insights and you will see the link to help on the top right corner. And you can see all the different things that you can do with Insights. You have to click on this little arrow to learn more about analyze, report, different organizations, and different research areas, schemas, and also on. There's a getting started page, a lot of training videos available, and indicators handbook is like time cited, Web of Science documents. These are all indicators, and we're going to explore that a little later. But you have to create an Insights account. That's very important. You must it's required to create an Insights account, because that way you can also create and save custom reports, manage your shared dashboards for benchmarking analytics. You can share reports on your dashboard with others and manage folders to store your work. So you can execute a research, create a folder, and save it, right? So with Insights, we're going to explore 3 questions. How do I import citations from Web of Science into Insights for data analysis? Because it is Web of Science data, we can search in Web of Science and export those citations into Insights for later data analysis. That's called as custom data set. And using this data set, we can also create a list of research areas. What are different research areas represented within that search? Because this is, remember, we are all talking about interdisciplinary research. So we can explore those areas where the papers were published. And then using Insight dataset, we can also try to find out which organizations have funded a specific research area at Drexel. There are 2 different things. This is a custom dataset, which is based on a Web of Science search, whereas Insights, there is a complete dataset for everything coming from various. I'll talk about it later, what is the difference between the 2. So custom dataset is a collection of documents from Web of Science collection that you define. So first you need to a search in Web of Science, find documents, and create a dataset. You're going to save that into Insights, and you're going to give a name to that folder, and it will be saved under My Organization section, and I'll show you where that is in Insights. So right now we are talking about custom datasets, searching in Web of Science, and again we want to explore something about ultrasound guided drug delivery. So here is ultrasonics, here is physics, it could be chemistry, it could be medicine, it could be drug delivery. So many different subject areas are covered here. um, and when you click on export, you will see Insights, and you just have to click on Insights. So all these search results can be exported to Insights. So we're going to do that, and when you do that, it will ask you to create a dataset name, and I give a name ultrasound and drug delivery to that name. You can store up to 20 Web of Science datasets in Insights, and then it will save to Insights. Um, and you will get an email notification when that is done. So now I go to Insights using data sites exported from Web of Science in Insights. So now we know that my data should be in Insights. And where would that be, that folder? It will be when you click on Insights, you will see these are different ways you can explore, and under Organize link, you will see a folder, and we'll come back to this analyzing, reporting, and organizing later. When you click on folders, you are going to see the ultrasound and drug delivery folder that I created is right under that, and I can sort by date modified so that it will show up. So this is, I just created a few days ago, so it's sort of latest research. And Insights has changed in last 2 weeks. So the display is completely different. But what you are seeing is the latest and much improved interface than before. So now we are going to use Insights to do and explore two different examples. We are going to use researcher as an example, and then we use research areas as an example to explore it. And we are focusing in our ultrasound and drug delivery data set. Um, uh, and we'll see what is the difference between research and research area. Researcher entity enables you to locate and evaluate research output and performance at the individual level. So for each researcher, you can find the data. And research area helps you review your institution's performance on one or many research areas. So these are, again, remember, interdisciplinary areas. So you can see which area within your university has more papers published. So you can do a lot of different things. And again, I want you to look at Insights help to learn more details. I just highlight two core important things that that explains what researcher and research area is. So now I going back to Insights custom data sets, and where I go to Insights, under that you will see in Analyze, and under Analyze, when you click this little arrow, you will see Researchers. And when you click on Researchers, now again, remember my data set is ultrasound drug delivery, and publication date is 1980 to 2020. And these are three different things you need to know. Filters. So right now under I'm filters, you can be able to filter by a lot of different things here, by person name, ID, you can do ORCID ID, affiliated organization. There are a lot of other things when you scroll down. And right now I am sorting by time cited, and these are all the researchers and persons with number of documents sorted by time cited. And these are all performance indicators, percentage of documents cited, Web of Science documents, and so on. So right now it is researchers, but I wanted to know also research areas. So now same thing, but instead of researcher, I'm selecting research areas, same data set, ultrasound and drug delivery. There are 75 research areas and 687 documents. I'm displaying just 4 of those. So you can see nanoscience, nanotechnology is also one area. Within that, pharmacology, pharmacy is one area. radiology, nuclear medicine, medical imaging is another area, chemistry, multidisciplinary is another area. And you can see that chemistry multidisciplinary area has highest number of articles cited from this search that we just executed in Web of Science, exporting into Web of Science, right? So now this is the latest dataset updates that happened, built on single data set. So some Web of Science core collection, and it has a lot of analytics coming from indicators on essential science indicators, journal citation reports, institutional profiles in one data set. So that is what the insights data set is about. So as you can see, it is quite recent, up to August 31st, 2020. This screenshot is just from yesterday. So what you're seeing is as of yesterday. Now, Now we are moving our focus from custom dataset into the insights datasets, the whole of the dataset. So now I'm selecting insights dataset here instead of our custom dataset. Same years, but now I'm exploring research areas. And again, I'm sorting by time cited. So the whole dataset, we are talking about biochemistry, molecular biology, has the highest number of times cited, and material science multidisciplinary is the second highest number of articles cited. And you can see neuroscience, chemistry. You can see these are just now we have 255 research areas represented compared to just 75 that we saw earlier in a custom data set. And now a little bit about research performance. A lot of quantitative measures we want to explore. Some examples include Web of Science documents, time cited, percentage documents, top 1%, percentage documents, top 10%, highly cited papers, and hot papers. These all different indicators we can use and explore. So it's kind of hands-on experience. So I strongly encourage you to try out, explore various indicators, and see how you are able to generate different type of data with that. So now instead of filters, now I'm selecting indicators because I want to add more indicators. And these are other indicators that are available. I want to add indicators. Right now there are only 3 displayed here, but I want to add a couple of more or one or more. Just give an example. So I want to explore other indicators what are available. Then you can see that are many others available, like citation impact is available. You can see all open access documents are also available. So you can see now open access articles are also covered in insights. International collaborations we can find. So I'm adding citation impact. So when you do that, it will ask you to add. So I'm adding that, and then once this indicator is added, it explains you a little bit what this means. It is the average number of citations per paper, which is called citation impact. And then I can go back to all indicators to see this page. So now as I added citation impact, now it shows up also here. So now not only now time cited articles, but also the citation impact for each particular discipline is showing up. So I strongly encourage you to think about looking at different measures and performances and start adding those indicators in your table or in your analysis. Right now we are just exploring table, but you can also see the visual aspects, and we are going to, I think in one of the slides we're going to show, it's right here. So now I want to see how visually these areas are represented. So I went to visual and I'm looking at top 8 research areas by time cited, and you can select your 8 areas here. You can select, you can increase or decrease depending upon number of research areas that you want to show by adding the number here. And then you can see that it is now visually representing different subject areas here: biochemistry, neuroscience, material science, chemistry, physical and multidisciplinary, cell biology, and physics. You can see how interdisciplinary, even oncology is there. And again, it is insights data sets. and I am under filters. So other different filters you can do, use research areas, collaborations within organizations, Web of Science documents, time cited, open access. All these are different filters that you can use. Um, now you can also see the article level metrics for research area, right? So now in biochemistry, molecular biology, there are close to 2 million papers here. And if I want to see what those papers are and I want to explore article level metrics, I simply click on that link here, and I'm displaying a couple of papers from those lists. And again, I'm sorting here. No, actually, these are the, yeah, I'm sorting by the time cited, right? So the first paper that you see here, it was published in 2001. Already there are 87,864 citations for this paper. So how effective, and you can actually see if even after 20, almost 20 years of that publication, that research is being still currently used. So this kind of data is really important for, the look at the importance of the research that happened with 20 years back. You can do refocus to view journals this entity has published in. So if I want to know what different journals are published in biochemistry and molecular biology, you can do that here. So when you select this option, there are many other things that you can do, but I'm just showing one. And now we know that journals that biochemistry and molecular biology has published that show up here. And again, this is a time period, Web of Science schema. This is the research area, and these are all the journals within that journal. So there are more than 5,000 journals, but I'm just showing a few of them important journals published in that area. So biochemistry, nucleic acid research, science, nature, cell, and so on. And again, these are sorted by time cited. So Journal of Biological Chemistry particles have been cited so many times compared to many. So you can do some kind of analysis like that. Now, another core important use of insights is the funding information using Drexel in astronomy. So we will use an example of astronomy, astrophysics research area at Drexel, and we can try to analyze what funding agencies have given support to them and which articles from which funding agencies have been cited the most, right? So then I went to funding agency section under analyze, and then under organization name, I'm going to select Drexel, and the research area I'm going to select as astronomy and astrophysics like this. So you're selecting funding agencies from analyze, all years, organization name, I'm using Drexel, and research area I selected is astronomy and astrophysics. Now you can see I'm sorting by time cited. So funding received given by National Science Foundation to astronomy and astrophysics at Drexel created 187 web of documents, and they were cited the highest with 23,219 times. So you can see the second place is United States Department of Energy with 142 documents and 20,000 approximately those citations. So you can explore different funding agencies. You can see Max Planck Society, Princeton University, John Hopkins. So you can see all those funding agencies. In the last couple of slides now, we are talking about how do we find who are the Drexel researchers publishing, Drexel collaborations with frequently, and their relationship, and whether these collaborations are producing quality research. How do we know that? So that's what we're going to do. And you can use researcher report, and within insights to do that, you can search by individual researcher, and under person name, you can use ORCID ID. And this is where I'm again emphasizing that every researcher at any institution should have their own ORCID ID, which is a unique ID for that person, giving unique set of results for that person. So it is very important, and that's why I strongly encourage you to all of you have ORCID ID. So now, how do I do that? Again, remember in insights you can use by analyze, report, and organize. This I'm going to report section. I going to and under report I'll find researcher, And when I do that, I will see a place where I can enter ORCID ID number. So if I'm using this ORCID ID number, and immediately I can see that whoever this ORCID ID belongs to has an H index of 154, meaning that 154 of the articles that that person has published has been cited 154 times and more. 101,443 documents with more than 118,000 citations. 39% of those documents are in top 10%. So it's an amazing, amazing accomplishment by this author. And I can also find out of those publications in which category were the most publications came out. So in this area, so you can see that material science and multidisciplinary has 718 Web of Science documents highest. And if I want, and there are many other categories, so nanoscience is also there, physics is also there, chemistry is there. I can click on view data and then explore those. I'm sorting by Web of Science documents here for material science multidisciplinary. You can see the trend here. I'm searching by unique ID, which is the ORCID ID, and then I'm looking at the Web of Science documents 718, and I want to know which paper within those 718 documents is cited the most. I can do that too. So I click on 718 and I'm displaying top two papers from that here. So materials for electrochemical capacitors by Yuri Gogotsi and Petty Simon, published in Nature Materials in 2008, has been, when I did this analysis, it was cited more than 10,000 times, which is the highest. So you can see, and actually the top two papers are by the same, of one on two-dimensional nanocrystals and materials for electrochemical capacitors is see the highest papers cited. So you can see how insightful that analysis can be. And lastly, we want to explore a little bit of collaborative institutions. Again, I can use report option within InCites and create organization report this time for using Drexel universities. And I want to see which institutions Drexel is collaborating with. So I click on collaboration and I can see here Drexel's top collaboration. Here with Web of Science documents. So you can see that Drexel's collaboration with University of Pennsylvania has published highest documents 1,231, and then University of California System. Drexel's collaboration also with Harvard University has produced 421 collaborations, and you can see how many of those are time cited. But remember, this I'm using only for the last 5 years, not the, from 1980 onwards. So you can have that option to do that. And all these tutorials are here. Web of Science platform. And actually, I also want to point out that Web of Science is also changing its interface. On the Web of Science platform, you will see a link where you can explore the testing phase of the new, how Web of Science is going to look like. So my Web of Science portion of the presentation will change once that is accomplished. But right now, you can explore this. These are the latest release notes from InCites. These are all links. Strongly encourage you to have a look at it and see what new features InCites have released. InCites help. I was telling you, this is where you want to explore everything about InCites right here. I just showed you the fraction of InCites, but at least it gave you an idea what it can do. And new InCites user interface offers intuitive workflows and dynamic input guidance. Is one of the excellent way to compare the old with the new, and why the new interface is giving much easier to use and potentials of using it. And all our library guides from Drexel are also right here. So I think that was my last slide. My contact information, my email, website. I strongly encourage you to contact with me for any questions that you have. Love to interact with you, my faculty members, researchers, all of you, students, grad students, undergrads, anyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to present. Really appreciate this. This is great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jay, and thanks everyone for attending. It doesn't look like there's any questions in the chat. So if you do have questions afterwards, please reach out to Jay directly and he can help you. Otherwise, thank you again, and we will hopefully see you at a future event sometime soon.